WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. A tense 2 hours in the area near the MUW campus in Columbus this afternoon. Reports of a shooting prompted school officials to place the campus on lockdown, and then caution even spread into the downtown area. WCBI's Riley Livingston joins us live from the MUW campus with more on what happened today. Riley?
Andrea, I'm here standing in front of the MUW campus where earlier today there was a shooting in front of Whitfield Hall. We do have an update from the Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton. He has released a statement saying the reason we won't discuss publicly we're investigating for reasons we're not discussing publicly, we're investigating the possibility the victim shot himself. Investigators have recovered a weapon at the scene in the victim's truck. Police were on the scene within 2 minutes of the call. It's not his policy for police to release the name of the victim. At this time, Columbus police believe the shooting was self-inflicted. Now again, there is a lot of information flying at this moment. We will run down what we know. Right now we know the shooting happened in front of Whitfield Hall around 1 p.m. this afternoon. Campus did go on immediate lockdown for about 2 hours afterwards. During the confusion, campus police and investigators and law enforcement did sweep the entire campus building by building, just looking for information and a possibility of a suspect. Again, Police Chief Fred Shelton has now released that there is a possibility that the victim did inflict a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, reporting live in Columbus, Riley Livingston, WCBI News.
All right, Riley, again, we're continuing to get updates on this story. You can check our website, WCBI.com. We'll also be updating our social media platforms. Well, Aberdeen police have one suspect in custody after a Thursday night robbery. The 19-year-old man turned himself in to police today, and investigators say he admitted his role in the crime. Our Cash Matlock spoke with police and the owner of the business. He joins us in the studio with more on that story. Cash?
Kevin Strotter runs a barbershop from his home on Hardy Street. He says he's been running the shop for almost 30 years and has dozens of clients, but he never expected that one of those clients would rob him at gunpoint. At around 7 p.m. Thursday night, Aberdeen police received a call that Kevin Strotter's barbershop on Hardy Street had been robbed.
Two guys come through the door with masks on their face, with guns sticking out. Come here and they demanding money.
Owner Kevin Strotter was busy with a client at the time of the robbery.
He told him to get down on the floor, and I'm here, and I told them, I was like, I'm gonna give you your money. Let's hold up. So when I get ready to give him, I was gonna give him the money. He had his gun and hit me in the ear. He busted my ear.
But that wasn't all. The robbers went through his desk and cash box and even stole his client's wallet.
When they got everything, they ran to the door, bagging out the door. And they just left out.
Strotter says he recognized one of the men as a former client.
And one of the guys I knew him through the mask. I can see his face, and I recognized him. I didn't let him know I recognized, but I recognized because he come over here sometime and buy stuff.
In fact, he's cut the suspect's hair before when he was a little boy, and has known him all his life. So the mask didn't really hide nothing. He knew who he was.
That suspect, the former client, ended up turning himself in the next morning.
Anthony James Strong, 19-year-old black male. He gave us a statement admitting to his part in the incident, and he's been placed in the Monroe County Jail awaiting arraignment.
Strotter says he never expected something like this from a client.
I was shocked because I'm thinking somebody was just, they must be playing around or something, you know. But when they kept pointing the gun at us and they said, give me the money, I'm like, hold up. I'm thinking, like, no, this ain't happening to me, people I knew.
And police say they know who the second suspect is, and they're currently in the process of trying to find him.
All right, scary situation. Cash, thanks so much for that. Investigators in Monroe County are searching for a suspect accused of stabbing a man in the neck. According to Monroe County Sheriff Cecil Cantrell, Jason Chance is accused of stabbing Dusty Fretwell in the neck. As of right now, investigators are still looking for the suspect. If you have any information, contact the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Paramedics were called to Calcaloa Chevron gas station in Caledonia where they found the victim in this story. But the stabbing happened on Wolf Road in Monroe County. Someone then tried to drive the victim to a hospital in Columbus. As they were en route, the driver pulled over to call 911. The victim, we're told, was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. We, of course, will bring you the latest details as they become available. A campus shooting, robberies, assaults. When police investigate crimes, they often need help tracking down leads, and sometimes those vital pieces of information don't come from official sources, but from the public. That's where Crime Stoppers comes in. The national organization offers rewards for tips that lead to arrests and convictions, and while keeping the identity of the tipsters secret. Our Quentin Smith went to a board member to find out how they maintain that balance. He joins us now live with more on that. Quentin.
Andrea, investigators work active crime scenes like the one today all the time, and they rely on help from the public to receive tips about what just happened. However, many times people will have key information about the incident that just happened, but they're too afraid to report it. That's why Crime Stoppers prides itself on protecting each caller, and they go to great lengths to make sure that each person on the end of the line remains anonymous at all times. It's something we've seen and reported on numerous times. Law enforcement officers pulling out the crime tape and investigators on scene trying to piece together exactly what happened. But sometimes they could use a little help. So that's where Crime Stoppers comes in. Tupelo
police are looking for two men and some stolen guns, and they are asking for the public's help to find them.
These rely heavily on the Crime Stoppers organization to help solve crimes.
As a law enforcement entity, we love Crime Stoppers.
Kevin Forrester is the coordinator for the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers organization. He says this resource is beneficial to both the community and investigators.
One of the things that I like about Crime Stoppers is, yes, there are people that will call because of the reward, but there are other people that are in the community that are just tired of seeing some things happening in their neighborhood, and they're not interested in the money. All they want is help, but they want to remain anonymous because there's no chance of anything happening to them because of them being the one that called law enforcement.
Remaining anonymous is a critical component for most callers. That's why, Forrester says, the organization takes specific steps to protect the identity of the caller at all costs.
One of the things is we don't record any numbers. We don't ever ask for a name. We don't want their name.
And the organization has a system in place to maintain that anonymity.
I give them a code number, and the last thing that I tell them is, if you call back with any additional information, say this is code number so-and-so, I have additional information for you. I never have to ask for their name, number, or anything.
And that just makes them feel that much better when they do call, because they don't even have to give their name. So why worry about, oh, somebody's going to find out who I am? Well, you never even gave your name, so.
Now, Forrester says the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers now has a software allowing people to submit tips online. If anyone has any information about a crime that's took place, the phone line to the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers is open 24/7, and remember, you can report anonymous. We're live in Columbus tonight. Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
All right, Quentin, thanks so much. Time now to get a first look at our forecast on this Friday evening. We'll turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Misty and murky, cool and damp out there, breezy as well, low to mid 40s across our region here as we get into our Friday evening. Still some pockets of drizzle and some sprinkles, but not a lot of moisture out there. The clouds and that will be getting out of here later on tonight. The back edge of those clouds out here across eastern Arkansas, as that system pulls away, will clear things out later on this evening and tonight. Maybe a little bit of morning fog on Saturday, but overall widespread sunshine, upper 50s, low 60s. You actually may need your sunglasses tomorrow. The full forecast coming up.
Well, the government shutdown now in its 14th day could possibly delay tax refund checks. Tax professionals have been fielding questions from clients who want to know how the stalemate in Washington could impact them. Lionel Land is owner of BMAC Tax Services. He says the IRS is taking payments but is not processing refunds until the shutdown is over. Land says that means that some people may be looking for other options until those refund checks come in.
It's kind of hard to base your bills or anything off of an income tax, because things like this will happen. And as we can see, for the last couple of years, we've been dealing with this issue of a late start or different things like that. So we're anticipating that everybody has already set their minds to say, hey, there may be a delay this year. So go ahead, do what you need to do. Like I said, we will be offering those loans from between $500 to $6,000, and you can get them within 24 to 48 hours against your refund.
In 2013, a 16-day government shutdown meant the delay of about $2.2 billion in tax refund checks. Some area teachers get their hands on the latest tech. We take a look at their changing classroom when we come back. Welcome back. Teachers in the Starkville-Oktibbeha Consolidated School District were welcomed back today with new iPads. The district rolled out the new technology as part of its one-to-one initiative. Students in Starkville will have access to iPads, so administrators want to make sure that teachers are comfortable with the technology as well.
Trying to figure out how to use this technology in a way that's engaging, that allows for the students to be creative in a meaningful way, and to problem solve and to work in groups collaboratively to produce something that shows the knowledge that they have that they probably could not do sitting at their seat individually.
And school will be back in session for Starkville students and teachers on Monday.
Right now we're in the 40s, mainly 40s this evening, some mid and upper 30s later tonight. The weekend looks great. We stay mild for the next few days too. Details are next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
All right, let's talk about Saturday. Mid-morning, 45 degrees, developing sunshine, 56 at noon, 59 at 3, 49 in the early evening hours. And as you can see right there, mainly sunny. There could be a little bit of fog early, but mainly sunny all day long. The opposite of what we had today in downtown Louisville, Mississippi right there. A time lapse, a little bit of mist, some light showers. And that's been our Friday for us. Blustery conditions. We still have a little bit of rain out there right now, but this is really light. It's moving away with those clouds that will be moving away too. Over the last 3 days, 1 to 3 inches, give or take, around here. So another wet system. It has been wet. And these rivers that we have in minor flood stage now scattered around our area should be below flood stage by late Tuesday. Some spots will be improving during the weekend. Some locations that lag a little bit by late Tuesday. But rainfall since Christmas. Mother Nature giving us plenty of rain this year as a gift. Columbus almost 7 inches. Tupelo about 4.5 inches of rain since Christmas Day. It has been very, very wet, but things are going to be drying out nicely. As this system departs, we actually have a very quiet regime for this weekend, all timed out to give you a great Saturday and a great Sunday. Temperatures currently in the 40s. It's a bit breezy, obviously, if you've been out recently, but we've had some 50s and 60s out there across Texas today. They had some sun, 50s and 60s. We will have that weather this weekend. Tonight, down into the mid to upper 30s. There could be a little bit of fog late once we clear out and have those winds drop down just a little bit. But for your Saturday, as I mentioned, 59 or so up here in Ripley, Pontotoc, Tupelo. Winds from the west about 5 to 15. Mostly sunny conditions, around 60 in West Point and in Macon. Also upper 50s to around 60 for you in Vernon and in Sullivan. Not too bad. Here is our forecast for Mississippi and Alabama. Widespread sunshine. Haven't seen this for a while. And temperatures that will be quite pleasant for early January. System is on the way out. That system right there. High pressure comes on in for the weekend. Now we will see an increase in clouds as we get into your Monday, and we will have another chance for a few showers here late Monday into Tuesday. Mild though, 50s and probably more in the way of 60s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday before some cooler air by the middle to end of next week. There's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Stay tuned. Sports is next.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
After a historic season that saw Mississippi State in the NCAA tournament for soccer for the first time ever, the Bulldogs will jump right into a coaching search. Head coach Tom Anagnost resigns from Mississippi State to pursue another coaching opportunity. Anagnost led the Bulldogs to a 18-12-6 record in 2 seasons in Starkville, including the NCAA tournament and SEC tournament in 2018. Assistant coach Josh Reif has been named interim head coach. Houston, Mississippi native and former Mississippi State Bulldog Chris Jones named among the NFL's best. The former Hilltopper was named to the second-team All-Pro team in the NFL. Jones racked up the third most sacks in the NFL this year, recording 15.5, and also broke NFL history by recording a sack in 11 straight games. Jones and the Chiefs secured a first-round bye in the NFL playoffs and will be in Arrowhead Stadium January 12th. Taking a look at some other notable names on the All-Pro team for the NFL, another Mississippi State Bulldog and Yazoo City native Fletcher Cox was named first-team defensive tackle. New Orleans Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas named to the first team as well as former Alabama Crimson Tide safety and Chicago Bear Eddie Jackson, first-teamer as well, and New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees named second-team All-Pro as well. Hail State Hoops off to a 1-0 start in SEC play for the 5th straight season. Bulldogs taking care of business on the road at Arkansas. Tiara McCowan recorded her 50th career double-double in the 93-69 win, the most by any Bulldog basketball player in at least the past 25 years. Now the Bulldogs turn their attention to a ranked Kentucky team that has given MSU fits. Prior to 3 wins against the Wildcats last year, Mississippi State had lost 11 straight games to Kentucky, something Vic Schaefer knows all too well.
Up until last year, it seemed like we'd lost in overtime or double overtime every year. I mean, it was just hard to get over the hump, and overtime is usually our time. And but I think it's a testament to his players and their toughness. You get to that 44th, 45th minute in a ball game or 49th, 50th minute of a ball game, that it comes down to toughness a lot of times.
Sounds like the Duty Noble construction interrupting Vic's press conference. But just to stat check on that, Vic wasn't wrong about almost every year. In 2014, 2015, and 2017, Mississippi State lost in overtime to Kentucky. But taking a look at the SEC basketball schedule for the next couple of days, we're in it, folks. It seems like a basketball game every 2 days from here until the SEC tournament. Ole Miss at Vanderbilt, that's the Rebels men's basketball SEC opener. That's tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Then a big day for women's basketball on Sunday. Arkansas travels to the Pavilion to take on Ole Miss for the Rebels home opener Sunday at 2 p.m. And then the Bulldogs they have their SEC home opener against 16th ranked Kentucky at 4 p.m. Sunday. And then Mississippi State men's basketball, 17th in the country. They're at South Carolina to open SEC play. That'll be Tuesday of next week at 8 p.m. That does it for sports. We'll have the last of your forecast coming up next.
Allegedly, Andre, there's a bright object in the sky that's called the sun. We haven't seen it for a while, but it will be here tomorrow. It's Sunday. Most of the next 7 days, fairly dry, so those lakes that may have been developing in your yard will be subsiding.
We are careful in our business to use the word allegedly when necessary.
Yes, see?
So all will be proven tomorrow, hopefully, right?
Please, Mother Nature, throw us a bone here. We need
it bad. We do. That is the news at 6 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend. See you back at 9 and 10.